When you think of the Indian subcontinent, you think of the historically rich temples, fortresses, and palaces. You think of the rich cultures with intriguing traditions, rituals, cuisines, and dress. But you also think of massive cities and crowded streets. On this trip, we are seeking the less traveled, wild places. And we're seeking the rare and endangered species. Join us now for a journey through 5 national parks in India and Nepal. India is half a world away, so for Sherry and I, our journey begins with a long plane ride from Seattle to New Delhi via Chicago. Judy and Mike are coming from New Zealand via Singapore. From different directions, we meet in New Delhi. Judy and Mike arrive before Sherry and I and have a chance for a little sightseeing. They visit a Sikh temple and other sites around Delhi. We arrive around 10 at night with our bodies totally confused after 17 hours in transit and a 12-hour time change. But we're up and going in the morning to see the sights of Delhi. Our first stop is Old Delhi. To get a feel for the place, we get a rickshaw ride. I look a little concerned. Don't want the driver to hurt himself with the heavy load. Most everyone seems to be selling something, making something, or going somewhere. Our rickshaws take us to the Jama Mosque. To enter the mosque, we take off our shoes, and Judy and Sherry put on modesty gowns. The Jama Mosque was built by Shah Jahan, who also built the Taj Mahal. It's the largest mosque in India and was completed in 1656. The next stop is the Raj Ghat, a fitting memorial to Mahatma Gandhi, a large, peaceful garden in the middle of the city. Where there's open spaces, there's wildlife, even in the heart of Delhi, a city of over 12 million people. At the center of the park is the monument. This is where Gandhi was cremated in 1948. Just as we were leaving, an army of school kids descends on the park, hopefully to learn a little bit more about the father of their country. Next stop, an economic opportunity at a rug shop. Beautiful wares, but we weren't in the market. At our next stop, we go back over 400 years to Humayun's tomb. We enter the grounds through a small gatehouse, which reveals a much larger gatehouse, which in turn reveals Humayun's tomb. This tomb and the surrounding garden is the first appearance of Persian architectural styles that culminated in the Taj Mahal. The tomb is faced with red sandstone and white marble. The tomb was completed in 1571 for the Mughal Emperor Humayun. The dome is the first of its kind in India and is 154 feet high. The tomb is surrounded by a paradise garden divided into 4 squares by water channels and fountains. The gardens are home to many birds. It's time to go. Our lunch is waiting for us. Our guide is introducing us to the wonders of Indian cuisine at the aptly named Spice Market. We enjoy a multi-course sampling of spicy but not too hot Indian delicacies. Next we visit the Qutub Minar, the tallest brick tower in the world, reaching 238 feet. The tower celebrates the victory of Muhammad Ghori over the Rajputs in 1192. Construction began in 1193 and was completed in 1368. Ruins of the Quwat al-Islam Mosque, the first mosque built in Delhi after the Islamic conquest, are at the base of the Minar. The site originally contained 27 Jain and Hindu temples, which were destroyed to build the mosque and tower in 1193. Carved fragments of the old temples were used to build the mosque. The Ali Darwaya is another important structure on the site. It was built in 1311 and is the earliest example of true arches and domes in India. Our last stop on our short sightseeing tour of Delhi is the Gandhi Remembrance Museum. Gandhi spent the last 144 days of his life as a guest at this mansion. The raised footprints on the walk mark Gandhi's last steps. He was assassinated in this garden on January 30th, 1948. On that somber note, we walk back to our hotel to be greeted by the smiling guards